Hey everybody, Julian King here from the Table Talks podcast, a weekly episode brought to you on all things student housing, property, leadership, and management. In this week's episode, we have a guest who is going to take us through an interesting concept, one which I think for many people, they haven't yet done the proper research. So it's often a subject that really people need to research on to get better understanding. With me today, we have got Sibongile Mahlangu, and she is from Ntsikelelo Drone Academy. Sibongile, welcome to the Table Talks podcast.
Thank you very much, Mr. King, and thank you for having me.
Thanks. Sibongile, I think we're going to just hop right into it. But before we talk about drones, I just want to know about the woman behind the academy. Who is Sibongile Mahlangu?
Firstly, I love Jehovah. And then I love umuntu, just a person. Human beings. I love human beings.
Yeah.
And so everything that I do, I can put myself before someone. And I think at most I'm a developer. I've been developing youngsters, I've been developing youth, I've been developing business people for 18 years. No, it's going for 19 years
Nice.
now of my life. So I love the space. There's so many things happening, but I'm hopeful we'll grow.
Yeah.
We'll grow.
Yeah.
And things will change for the better, especially for us.
Yeah, nice. What brought you into the droning space? Of course, understanding that as much as not a lot of conversations around drone academies are happening at the moment, what sparked the interest to move into the droning industry?
I've got a BA verification agency. So often, like I said earlier, that I am a developer. So I always ask myself that what happened to enterprise development money? I mean, there has to be something that's not right.
Yeah.
Because if this piece of legislation that we have, if it was applied correctly, there will be less accused as a SASA. People will be employed. I'm not saying it's going to solve everything, but a majority of people are going to be employed. So I thought, okay, let me be inside. So I started a verification agency, applied, hiccups as usual, and eventually I got my accreditation. So one of my clients was Starlight Aviation.
Okay.
So Starlight Aviation, we were doing their base certificates. So I was asking them, why aren't there no black managers? Why aren't we having any enterprise and supplier development that's taking place? Because for them to get the points, they have to empower.
Yeah.
And then they said, they're not there.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is when people look at development within the aviation space, they are talking of cabin crews. That's not development. That's not empowerment. Because if you're a cabin crew and you're developing pilots and all that, you are merely giving employment. You are not developing the economic players. So I said to them, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Let's talk about...
I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Let's talk about the academy, Ntsikelelo Drone Academy. What sparked the idea and what problem were you actually trying to solve in the market?
But let me tell you, we share the roads as South Africans, but the sky, it's not shared. The transformation, it's not happening in the aviation space. They're trying. I think because a CEO of SACA is doing quite a lot. However, the players in the market, that's the problem. So I thought, let me start here, small. Start with the drones. I had to go and sit in a classroom with full of white kids. I won't be apologetic. I was the mama there, the only mama, more than 40 years old, sitting with 17-year-olds
In the classroom.
doing pilot, studying to be a drone pilot.
Okay.
So because I couldn't, things were, like you said, people don't know about this. I was the same.
Yeah.
So the only way that I could understand aviation terminologies and all that
Was
I
to
had
get into the classroom.
and use the YouTube with after school, after class, I'll go and say, okay, what is a radar? They're talking of altitude. What is altitude? And then that's how I passed. And I was amazed that I took that approach. I wanted it, I wanted to do it, and I was prepared to do it throughout. So I started by being a pilot.
Yeah.
Then I started the SACA accreditation process.
Okay.
It took 2 years. It took 2 years. It's a 2 years of constant struggle because I'm going to be upright.
Sure.
For blacks, it's not easy to go into the market. Like I said, it's not transformed. So I can write a book of what I went through. I can tell you the money that I've spent to just get accreditation to be an aviation academy. It was horrible. So now I do not want anyone, any person, black, when I say black in the context of BE, black, colored Indians, to go through the same route that I went through.
Nice.
And feel that you do not have a support. Or here, if anyone is interested in owning an academy, aviation academy, and doing even more than us, I'm very much willing. Because more than anything, I'm also a mother, a nature.
Yeah.
So I am going to take them through. I'm going to do what I do best to develop.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the research is needed and people need to know what they want to do. And I don't want to jump the gun because you know me, Baba, can talk till comes down home. But yes.
And I wanted to say that, of course, when we had the conversations around drones, I was, myself, I had to go home and research this, like, what's really happening? Because you covered a lot in our initial meeting, and I just wanted perhaps for you just to take us through what opportunities exist within the Droning Academy that you run.
Julian, there are 17 careers within the drone space, but I'm going to bring them home because I'm going to bring them to us, Abantu, us students. I'm going to bring it down to us communities, us rural areas. The drones, let me tell you what it's happening in space. A drone can do surveillance, okay? It can do security work with proper reports, and it will tell you exactly what you want to know. There are software packages that a drone can produce the work of a security in a fraction of the time. You see, when you talk drone, you talk efficiency, you talk professionalism, if I were to put it that way, for the lack of a better way. But if you're a business person, it's a very cost-effective way of doing whatever the output that has to come out of that. So the drones can do surveillance. They can do the normal ones where people say, I see it does crop spraying and stuff. I want to make it even more beneficial for people, Abantu, who are farmers out there. The drone can actually do a crop healthiness. So it will go to individual crop, fly at a lower level and go through the crops, and it tells you exactly that this crop has how many pesticides, what does it need, the soil, how the soil, there's erosion here. This plant, this tree, it's not gonna, in the next 3 months, 4 months, you're not going to be able to do what you want to do with it. So it gives those reports.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Impressive.
It drone, people when they talk a drone, they think, oh, we're going to have a party or umshat, so the wedding. No, this is a very intelligent piece of equipment that if you use it efficiently, it does things for you.
Yeah, I know. I was saying that when I initially heard the drone, I mean, my son, like 5 years ago, made me buy a drone, and I think it lasted a month. It flew into the trees and everywhere. So when I heard now that drones now can survey crop and can pursue criminals and wash windows, I was like, what?
Mamela,
That's transformation.
It can also paint.
Mm.
For the companies that are offering painting services to our student accommodation,
Yeah.
the students can be drone pilots and they can use this AI to do the painting and making the structures look good. The drone can survey the building and tell you exactly, sometimes I know students, please forgive me. I know they like this thing of, I think, what's the word, where it's supposed to, I'll get my buddies to come and sleep here. What's the word? Instead of the actual people who should be sleeping there.
Squatting.
Squatting. So the drone can fly outside and tell you exactly in this room today, at this time, how many people slept in there if you use a thermal drone, because the thermal drone it
senses heat.
It sensitizes the heartbeat. So where there's a heartbeat and there's blood, it will tell you, and it will give you the numbers of how many heartbeats away. Yeah. So for people who are managing accommodation, it becomes very useful tool. And then cleaning the roofs, cleaning the windows.
Yeah.
Now, when you clean the windows, a spec of cleaning the windows that ordinarily can take you 5 to 6 weeks, it drone can do it in days. Fraction of the time. No spoilage. If whatever that you use, the chemical that you use, you put exactly the same chemical and it does the job and it does it perfectly. But then that doesn't mean that the drone pilot or that company that uses drones, you need to pay it less. Right.
Yes, yeah.
You pay for efficiency. It's just like when you go to a McDonald's and buy if 65 rand, you buy convenience. So this should be buying convenience.
Correct.
And I really think in the next 2 years, mark my words, a drone will be the end thing. It will do more than what people think it can do.
And I want us to talk about, because of course, when my son flew the drone 5 years ago, of course, we bought it, put it in the air. Now I'm hearing that you need to be SACAA accredited. Take me through the accreditation. It's not everyone who can fly now.
No,
you have to be accredited.
Yes, you need
and
to
licensed
be a
to
licensed
do this.
pilot.
Yeah,
which is one of the things, Julian, that it's a problem.
Yeah,
people buy the drones. They do not know. I mean, I'll take that route. That they do not know that there are rules that govern flying. You are taking this equipment to the space. And everything has got its own rules. So, for instance, it's got laws. You can't fly it here. You cannot fly it there. You can't fly it next to this. If you want to fly it, you ask for permission, and all those. And the CAA will grant you the permission. Like the other day when you spoke about all the accommodation owners, the landlords, they would really want to protect their investment, right?
Correct, yeah.
So if you buy this piece of equipment that is so expensive, it's best for you to protect it. And the only way to protect this thing is for you, the person who drives it must have a license.
Yeah.
Like you will be in a fleet of cars and all your drivers need PDP, same thing with
100%.
the drone. They must be licensed. Number 2, the actual drone has to be licensed, like the car.
Yeah.
Has to be licensed. This drone is insured. So if you haven't insured the drones and you haven't followed the compliance, you're not gonna, your return, it's gone. your investment, it's gone. And as well as you would fly this thing responsibly. You are not going to fly it over people's heads, you know. You're not going to fly it in hotels.
That was my concern now,
yes,
to say
no,
it won't get out of hand.
Then this is what makes it very imperative that people who want to enter into the drone space, they become pilots and they become compliant. Because once you do that, you know, should anything happen to the drone, we're safe. People are safe. Is safety in aviation? It's one of the major things.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the only major thing.
Yeah.
That is why in South Africa, although there are some strict restrictions, which we're all waiting, some of them to be relaxed, because now I can be able, or a student, after sleeping in your accommodation, can now say, okay, I need to start a business of drones. If the civil aviation relaxes the regulation of delivering with the drone, medicines can be delivered to rural areas and fed people who can't get to the pharmacies, or they can't get to the clinic.
Wow.
And this thing,
this can take the medicine too.
You see, and people say, hey, Sibongile, but drones, are they going to take away the jobs for people? I would say to you, if you're wise, align yourself to AI in your business.
Wow, nice.
Because
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's here already.
It's coming.
You are the oldest learner in the classroom, but you had to do it
to
get
years.
the license.
Imagine. It's coming. And when it's coming, if you're a security company that doesn't have a drone, remember, you are not selling the drones per se. You are selling the service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the service, you're going to do it using the drone, which will make whatever client you have feel more relaxed, more comfortable, and say, I want to go for that. You know? And again, I'm glad, Julian, you brought me here to speak about the drones to students, because I think our students are the future. I know they know they are. And it's best for them to align themselves with such things, AI. I know some are doing robotics and stuff, but for this purpose, I'm here for the drones. And I would say that it's either with the drone you become an employee, where I'll say I, because I said I want to bring it home, where I employ you to be an instructor, because I do need a lot of instructors. I employ you to be an instructor, and the first interface for me is for you to be a pilot, because what are you going to be instructing if you're not a pilot yourself?
Nice.
You see? And then the second part is that they can choose to be entrepreneur. So when you come to my school, you will do a technopreneur course, which really prepares you to be an SMME.
Nice.
So I've really packaged that together, so that when you come out of there, you know how to run a business. Really, you've got options.
Yeah.
It's either
to make it work.
I've heard there's a sports for drones, racing with the drones. I haven't seen that, but in Switzerland, apparently it's the in thing.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So things are happening.
So it's racing in the sky.
Racing in the sky, you know. And so, yes, our students are going to have an opportunity.
I want us to talk about the requirements. Somebody out there that hasn't heard about, the drone space, the opportunities. And I think speaking on transforming the sector, to get more Black individuals into the space. Talk to me about the requirements. How do I get into becoming a droning instructor, pilot, etc., etc.?
It's not a lot. It's really not a lot. I'm from an accounting and auditing space, so I had no clue about science. I don't know anything. I did have my maths, matric, but what you need to have, if you're serious about coming into the space, I would say you must have a maths. If it's a maths literate, at least you need to get above 60%, 65%.
Okay, 65%.
Yeah, if you've got maths, it must be 55%.
Okay.
English, whether it's your first language or it's a second or it's an additional language above 60%, then you're my guy.
Okay.
I will take you.
So I don't need a degree, a diploma.
No. But I must say that if you do have a degree and you do have a diploma, one of the things that we have to talk about, and you say it openly, that it trains the thinking, the mind. There is a certain thought process that you apply when you do any study. So that helps.
Yeah. And I think one of the things, Sibongile, that, at the beginning of the year, the media ran stories of so many students, so many matriculants that qualified for TVET and universities but couldn't get in because the spaces had finished. And I think this is an opportunity where if they knew about the droning academies, to get that, if you do well in matric, you can immediately go and join your drone school and become a pilot.
And it starts, okay, that's late.
Okay.
Because already I need to talk people through about the drones whilst they're in the high school level.
High schools, okay. And to get them familiar with the topic.
Yes, and unfortunately now, the schools that have got the drone studies or they've got that exposure to kids for drones, those are private schools. Go to Durban Girls, they have. You go to all those schools at that level, they do. But in our public sectors, I'm still struggling. I try and have conversations as possible as I could have.
Is it the curriculum that is not being aligned with the Internet of Things? Why would the private schools have this conversation flowing and the public schools not?
They're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
We are thinking about here, and I'll say it bluntly.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason why I can go to I don't want to mention the institution, but it's a big institution, a university, and I speak about what the drones can do, and I speak about what's the benefit for the students, what's the benefit for the varsity itself.
Yeah.
And then at the end of going all that way, actually here in KZN, I went to 2 universities, and I did that, present more than once.
Is the response good? Are these guys aware of the drones? I worked at the university. I studied. I've got 2-3 degrees. When you presented drones to me, it was a new concept because I just thought I walk into Macro, take a drone off the shelf, come outside, fly it, crash it. And so when I really went and researched the drone, I was like, what?
I'm telling you. So
it is the future. It is the future. And it's here.
Here in Durban, the sea is reclaiming its land. How else can you monitor? The sharks are coming to the shore. You can't tell me that you are going to use a helicopter all the time. You're not. The drone can be there and do that.
Yeah.
So the thought process, people are getting there, but our institutions, they look at money first before they say.
That's disappointing.
Yes, all of them. I think 3 institutions, major institutions, and one that was a TVET. They are saying, we don't have money. And they say, Sibongile, we can help you to get a sponsor. That's a very, very retired proposal that we're going to help you to get funding. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's not even a case of, our students need to benefit from this thing because it's gonna go that way.
Yeah.
Already in the world, we are a little bit behind in South Africa, but it's because really in South Africa, there's a lot of caution. That's safety, things are taken seriously. That is why we don't have aircrafts that are crashing all over the place, especially commercial.
Yeah.
So I appreciate why they are very strict with safety. But my goodness, the learning institution, we have got the Gen Z club, in my company.
Yeah.
We are going to put the young ones to experience the drone in public schools.
Nice.
That is why I'm saying by the time they get to the diploma, actually it should be starting here. And unfortunately, people are saying there's no money.
Yeah, disappointing.
Maybe one day there will be money. Let's leave it there, not Julian. Maybe one day I'm gonna get someone who's saying, Sibongile, I want to train so many people to do this.
And I think Sibongile, and this is a conversation that I think, because I run a company called the Student and Property Management Group, and one of our key deliverables as a mandate of SPMG is to ensure that students benefit of our existence. And it's going to be interesting to have a conversation where by the end of this year, my team are going to be instructed. 10 students must have started their droning license. And we do that not just to develop our future leaders, but also to start in the private sector to have this conversation. Yes. We must fund the educational experience of these students. But also, I tell a lot of people, I started out as, my first degree was a teacher. I never ever went into schools. Why? Because along the way, entrepreneurial spirit took over.
Yes.
And I'm in business today. Yes. And so I can right now go into DUT, go into UKZN, and let students who are interested in learning drones, you'll find that as much as they might finish their degree in teaching, in a year or two, they're drone pilots, and as to how the industry is building, could make serious money. And that's the conversation I want to have. Someone in matric can now leave matric and come and study. How long is to become a pilot to an instructor? And what is the starting salaries? I know you might not be able to give us an exact.
I'll tell you.
But I'm assuming that, as a pilot.
I'm there,
yeah, what is the money like?
I'm going to speak about my own academy because I'm not going to talk for all other academies out there,
Yeah.
The starting salary for just to be a drone pilot and do the work at 17.
True.
And then starting one for an instructor with at least 1 year experience, which we do give them anyway.
Yeah.
Because from the word go, after qualifying, you just go into the market and you just go work. So for an instructor, it's between 30 to 35,000 a month. And I'm glad, Julian, you are talking about this, because it's a serious conversation that I also wanted us to talk about. We have got a lot of landlords for student accommodation.
Yeah.
It's important that we do take cognizance that there are high levels of unemployment in our country.
100%. Yeah.
And those students that slept in your beds, what's going to happen to them afterwards? There should be an element of responsibility put to say, even if out of the 500 beds that you have, or 800 landlords, I don't know the numbers, but if a landlord said, okay, I'm going to be responsible and I'm just going to sponsor 2. 2. Our fee is a reduced fee. For you to be a drone pilot, we are charging 25. Some are charging 30 because of all the
different
medicals
markets,
that you do. So we're charging 25. That's 50,000. If there is a landlord that per month gets more than R1 million,
that's common.
They're there. What is 50,000?
And I think the call must be made on this podcast, where having a degree, Sibongile, and I think you'll agree, does not guarantee you employment.
No.
Completing your diploma does not guarantee you employment. And I think it would be important for us as accommodation providers, because this is a commercial space, we're in business here,
yes,
to fund our own students. And that's the conversation that I think this podcast must really share to the nation.
Yes.
Landlords need to come to the table. The private sector needs to step up. It's the future, and the future is here.
And Julian, tell me, if there are 80 of them, they say 2, that's 160 students.
Hey.
And then they get employed, because we know each other, we know where we work.
Yeah.
At least I need to go and find the contracts for these guys to work. They feed how many families, those 160 students? The multiplier effect that's going to have, The situation in South Africa is so dire that too, it's too many.
Correct.
It's too many. And again, now wearing a BE hat, NSFAS is paying these accommodation guys a lot of money for accommodation.
Millions of rands.
I don't know what their BE certificate looks like.
Well,
No, but then even if it looks good, are they empowering students?
Yeah.
There are so many students with those degrees that are sitting at home, and it's even said are committing suicide. There's a lot that's happening. Our students, they are being told this thing that once you have your honors degree, once you have your masters,
things will be bright.
Mamela, the world will be saying, where is Sibongile? It's not that
Not
at
the
all.
case, 100%,
So the psychological effect that it's doing on our kids, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And yet, when you look at varsities, what races dominate the intake of students?
Yeah.
It's black.
It's black, yeah.
We are white people.
Yeah.
They are sitting with me in class there. They know.
Pilots.
No, they know when they finish there, they're going to go and work for the boats. They're going to work for these rich guys. They're going to go out in Africa. They go military, grab them. In South Africa, I'm asking myself, what is happening? So this conversation, it really needs to happen. Listen, I'm not talking about the government providing employment. I've passed it. That's not working. I'm here advocating that we as business people that are getting money from primary clients who are students. Let's take it upon ourselves to get the students to have employment.
Let's talk about. I know we discussed the entry requirements. How long does it take? And I also want us to just differentiate between a drone instructor and a drone pilot. What is the difference between the two?
The drone pilot. I'm going to start with the drone pilot. Drone pilot is the entry level.
Okay.
That takes about 2 months.
Okay.
2 months. Suppose in that 2 months you're not failing.
Okay.
You and which is another topic again, because in aviation the pass mark is 75%.
It's quite high.
Students at the varsity it's 50%. Matric is I won't say, but then in my academy, what it means is I have to do more than the usual
to get you to that level.
To get the student to understand.
Nice.
So it can take 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
I allow the students to fail twice, 3 times, and definitely the 4th time gegepel. No, Baba, we're not playing here. I mean, you want this thing or you don't. And I'm going to tell you how I passed it.
Yes.
So you follow the models there.
What's nice is you've been there, you've done it.
I know.
And it's very rare. I mean, for someone you sitting in a class with 17-year-olds. I mean, that was a brave move. Well done.
Mamela, Baba,
that's the transformation.
I cannot come here and talk nonsense.
Yeah.
And say people ask, what is she talking about? She doesn't know a thing.
I was there.
Mamela, I've started there. I did my accreditation. I'm here now.
Yeah. So a drone pilot.
So that's a normal drone pilot. Okay.
This allows me to drive.
To hold the monitor,
operate. Okay.
You operate the drone, goes forward, goes, whatever, it lands, it picks up, it does whatever you want it to do.
Okay.
And then there's a BV loss.
Okay.
The BV loss is the second qualification that you will take after you've done the drone pilot. With the BV loss, it stands for Beyond Visual Sight.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah. So it's Beyond Visual Line of Sight, BV loss. So you don't see the drone with your eyes, but you're looking at it from a monitor, or you're looking at it from your cell phone. So it goes to where you want it to go. Normally, security guys, or when you do, when the rural people, my people, the farmers wants to track who's stealing House, they will do it via pavelos because you cannot be driving the drone, like walking while driving. No, you have a monitor, you sit in a room, control room, and you sit in a room, control room, where what is do you tell it what to do? SAPS is doing that because it gets to the place before the van gets there.
Okay. Oh, so I assume that while I'm here, this thing is above me. No, this thing can go.
It can go a few kilometers. It can go 100 kilometers.
Wow.
Yes. It's just that you need to have enough battery.
Okay, for it to go and come back.
It's part of the modules that you teach.
Okay.
So you get to a BVLOS. The BVLOS, it takes about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on how a student adapts and gets it before they write the exam, the examination and all, and they understand all these. It's quite technical, but they can do it.
Yeah,
everyone can do it. But and then from there, you choose. It's either you go an instructor route if you want to be employed. You go an instructor route, or you go as an entrepreneur. At least it opens that. And for you to have those two options, you'll also need to learn now about the drones that you're going to use. So it's no longer about the basics. You have the basics. Now you have to learn the software of the drones. If the one that paints here, you need to learn about it, how you operate it, how you fill it, which drone is it? Do you use the Matrice? Do you use the DJI T100? Do you use the T50? Whatever, and you must know how to operate the drone.
So is this what I'm going to learn in the academy? Or
by the time you leave my academy?
Okay.
All right.
I will know how this works.
You know the drone. When you say to me, Sibongile, there's a job there, I want to go and paint the school roof lapel, and I don't have the drone, I can say, okay, I'll rent you out the drone.
Okay.
Go and work, Baba. Go and work.
Nice.
So that you, in future, now you get the drone and register it. And Nama can be comfortable to hire you the drone.
Because I've taught you the basics.
Yeah, I've taught you. And the drone itself is registered. I can claim it should you crush the trees. Because it does go to the trees. Baba,
I was just about to ask.
It does.
Not everyone must
trees.
put it in.
No, it does.
It has its days where it crashes.
And then you need to replace some of the things. So now there's another element that we've added to our offering: a drone technician.
Okay.
So when it crashes the tree,
uzokhanda manje umshini.
Uzokhanda lo mshini okrashile.
Okay.
All right. So you bring it here and you it's a skill. The nice thing about these skills, these are international skills. A lot
I
of
can go from here.
You see, what I like about the CAA qualification versus the QCTO is that with the CAA, you can get a job of being a drone pilot anywhere in the world, and they will take you because the standards are the same.
Okay, nice.
You are not bound to be a South African within the borders of South Africa to do the job. So this is what I'm saying. Even the drone technician, we're trying to get the DJI person, because Chinese goodness, they're advanced.
Yeah.
So they would come here and teach our students as well how to repair and maintain these drones.
And I want to say it, Sibongile, when I heard what these drone pilots, instructors and technicians are earning, I was disappointed that I didn't find out about this when I was finishing matric. My first degree was as a teacher, and at the time, I think teachers were earning about 15 or 17,000. And to know that I can get my pilot license, instructor license in a year, instead of spending 4 years to get a teaching degree.
Don't kick yourself, Julian, because at that time, even in South Africa, the drones
it was not a common conversation happening.
I've heard, with my research about the drones, I've heard that actually the first drone, it started here in South Africa, KZN.
Okay, nice.
And then it went to US. They sold it to Mahua, and that's it. It went.
Mm.
and it comes back now in this form.
In a full-formed
So
industry.
South Africans, we've got it. Our kids have got it.
Yeah.
So you're talking about it that time. You didn't know. It was not the right time.
Okay.
Now it's the right time.
Yeah. And anyone can now, as long as you've got your maths, English, I can start.
We have doctors who phone and say, can I do the course? What do you want from me? Medical doctors. We've got just
amazing
doctors with PhDs. It's because some people see where we're going with this.
With the conversation.
So our tertiary education is no longer enough. I'm not saying it's not relevant. It is relevant, but it's no longer enough because times are changing.
And I wanted, as a woman leading in aviation, I wanted you to just take me through challenges that women, especially Black women in aviation, are experiencing, and what keeps you going when you wake up in the morning.
You want me to write a book? As a woman, firstly, you are entering into the space that people think it's for men.
I was just about to say that.
They think it's for men. There is still a lot of outcry just to transform the sector in terms of race and gender. Women are there. That is why when you follow the aviation from now on, Julian, really.
I'm doing my research.
You will see that once there's a woman who's the first pilot in this, it goes, viral. It's like, we've got another woman.
And it can happen. It is
can
happening.
happen. Yeah. So, girls out there, lovely women out there, I want you to have your own academies. I want you to. I have struggled. Actually, I've struggled. For starters, just to buy the management system, I've spent close to 400,000.
Sure.
No Black child should go through what I went through.
Yeah.
Because you do everything that you need to do, and only to find that when you have to get your accreditation,
there's a new barrier.
They've closed. They've closed. People are on people's payrolls. And Sibongile is not going to get this accreditation. Yeah. It's one of the things. And then you go to the industry themselves. It takes I must tell the girls out there, you are going to explain this drone concept until cows come home. And someone is going to pretend as if they know more than you do. It's okay, give them that. Give it to them. Give it to them, girl. As long as you're focused, you know what you want. I have struggled. That is why, do you want me to write a book? Because I have struggled, to convince, firstly, you convince a white person that you are Black and you understand aviation. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Then you have to convince a Black man, Kosiam,
that Black people are in the space of aviation now.
Yeah, man. There is that unspoken, what do they say?
Unspoken rule.
Yeah, that what? Yeah. So we have that. I think the more of us being there it's a start of your acceptance, Guti.
We are coming now.
I can have my aircraft. Mamela, I can have a string of helicopters, girls. You can. You get the 145, the 148.
Nice.
You drive that thing, or you own a fleet of them.
And I think, Sibongile, it's also about conscientizing, South Africans, because I think I must admit, I'm guilty of when I jump into an aircraft and I hear Sibongile Mahlangu is the captain of this flight, the pilot. In my seat, I start checking the seat belt. And I'm saying this because I want to be honest. It's usually just a industry where we expect a male to be a pilot, and I think we have to be in a space where we get the conversation flowing that it's okay for a female to be a pilot. It's not wrong. A female qualifies, a female can have the discussion.
Let me tell you another thing, Julian. Just a few weeks ago, I was trying to buy sling aircraft, okay? Because I want now to have a second layer of teaching our kids how now to be a pilots, sling, shuttle flights,
Nice.
and commercial.
Yeah.
For that, I need to have the aircrafts. I got the aircrafts. I got the contract. Then both of them, I was told, now I'm sure you know the same, that if you've got the contract and you know what you want and you've got all the papers right, then you get the funding.
Is it true?
Mamela, but you know, when I'm in now, we must have the whole day. So I went to the so-called agencies, financial agencies, government agencies that you know, that promises about Dugutuyo. I come there. For starters, I had to have 18 to 36 papers that they're looking for. They want the Bible in to before.
Before I talk.
I said, it's fine. Let me give them the Bible. I gave it to them. Now, when it's time for them to award, they said, you know what, Sibongile, first of all, this is a niche market. It's not where the majority of South Africans go.
Disappointing.
And then the second thing was, we ourselves, we don't know anything about this. So now it makes us difficult for us to give you the money. You know what? If we Malaga Baba mean, I would just give it to you and say, Hamba Sibongile, you are a woman.
Yeah.
You've calculated all the risk. Go, sis. But that was the first one. The second one that I went to I won't say the bank, but is the prestigious bank now.
Yeah.
And they've got the aviation department. They've got specialists there who are going to approve. I get there. And they said, do you have 10 million rands worth of assets? If you don't, we can't help you.
We can't even have the conversation.
No, don't even try, Sibongile. We can suggest ABSA. Then I go to ABSA.
Better.
I said no. And if it's, I made sure that I phoned the economic development editor.
Yeah.
And said, Bafut,
I'm here.
I've got these. Here are the contracts. It's a matter of me getting money, giving it to the seller, start working, employ people, employ pilots.
Develop the economy.
And go in, but okay. They said, firstly, Bona themselves, they did not have the money. And then they said, okay, did you speak to ABSA? And I said, yeah, I want to go to ABSA, but before I go to ABSA, I just need you. At least maybe when I take you with me, it's gonna help. I see you for another day.
I want us to cover, Sibongile, of course, having heard what you said. What should the conversation right now be in the country in terms of basic higher education and the private sector around the drone industry in South Africa? What should the conversation be right now?
There are a lot of conversations that should be. The first one is, what are we doing with these kids that have, I'm talking private sector.
Correct, yeah.
For a moment, let's leave the government out of this.
Yeah.
Mina is a Sibongile, when I is a king, in a small space, can you change what you can? And that should be an ongoing discussion. And as well as to the higher learning. I know there's a lot, and I've learned I won't say what you said to me the other day, but
don't get me into trouble.
but people build their fiefdoms, right?
Yeah.
They want them to have a final say as a professor, a final say as a lecturer. For a moment, think about this kid and what you're giving this kid. Things are changing. What are you doing? Let's talk to TVETs. We've got a space in TVETs where it's no longer theory. Now it's about practicals.
Nice.
It's about how these kids, are we doing enough? Or are we making TVETs to be a choice for anyone to say, I want to go to TVET because I know once I'm done there, I'll get a job. Are we doing that?
Yeah.
Are we having the packages that are going to make these kids to be employable? Or are we the extension of sitters and basically giving them this diploma, these national diplomas that at the end of the day, they don't help the students? Let's talk about the students. Accommodation people,
we're going to have that conversation.
Please, after they woke up in those beds, for Nina, you no longer call them learners, or you never call them students. Now it's beds. Beds.
And the conversation must change.
Yes.
Yeah, the conversation must change.
Let's humanize these things. When these kids are finished and you've generated money and you're sharp, but now they're not sharp. What are we doing? Private sector, do you want there's a lot. I can talk to come home, but there's a lot. I said I'm a developer. There's a lot that can be done. But for a moment, Julian, let's say there's AI, even if it's not drones, but there's AI. And what are you doing? Are you doing enough? Are you doing enough to make sure that our kids, they know what's AI, they know what it can do, they know how it can improve lives out there, and they know if they can make money out of this thing. Because that's the thing. If something is not putting food on the table,
and lastly, I want to get your view. 5 years from now, where do you see Ntsikelelo Drone Academy, and what impact are you hoping to make in South Africa?
Why 5 years, Julian? 5 years is far. 5 years. Maybe there'll be another COVID, I don't know, but 5 years is far. It's far. I mean, I deal with
now.
6 months.
Okay.
6 months. The next 6 months, I want to teach these kids now how to be, I wouldn't say they'll be indispensable, but how to be professionals in aviation.
Nice.
That would mean I need to get the helicopters fit. I need to get my helicopters where they will fly and make money. The tenders that are coming out about you owning a helicopter, they are shocking in terms of the value of the contract that you get. It costs 16 million. Neither here nor there, because that money you can repay it in 2 years, in 1 year. So I'm saying in 6 months, Ntsikelelo will focus on the real thing. Now, I'm starting here. People will go for the drones. They will test if they like aviation. I mean, I've tested it. I love it. So I'm going to go for helicopters. People who are going to, everything will go with a technical part. So you have your helicopter, you have helicopter technicians. You've got drones, I have drone technicians.
Yeah.
And then who knows, maybe 5 years time now, maybe in 3 years, although it's expensive, but I can have a commercial airline. Even now. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I mean, people start somewhere. Why not?
Yeah, 100%.
Why not? Seriously. There's a history somewhere. There's a history one time. And why 2, 3 people? SAA, why don't you be a competitor, SAA?
Well, rest assured, when I hear that Ntsikelelo aircraft is around, I'll be the first one now.
No, you won't hear. I will
trust
tell
you
you. I will tell you, Julian, yeah,
Calm.
I've got it now. You know?
And don't tighten your seatbelt when you jump off.
No, don't.
I'm ready.
Relax and enjoy the ride. Enjoy it. No.
Sibongile, thank you very much for your insights. I think this is a conversation that should have been had long ago. I thank you for your insights, and I wish you all the best with Ntsikelelo Drone Academy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys. Well, that brings a wrap to our 4th episode on the Table Talks podcast. An episode I totally enjoyed covering industry insights into the aviation space. Oh my word. I've got a lot of research to do. I've got a lot of trust I need to put into female pilots. But rest assured, as the Student and Property Management Group, we are going to extend this conversation of this platform. Accommodation providers, private sector, we have got a responsibility to develop the future youth of this country. Unemployment will only go down when we individually take a stand to improve this sector. With that being said, until next time, the next episode on the Table Talks, everything student housing, leadership, property and management. We'll see you on the flip side. Cheers.